Today we continue our studies in the Psalms, and we're going to be looking at Psalm 105, which too is a praise psalm. And the occasion for it was when the people of Israel moved the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem to its permanent home. We read in the psalm, in this psalm is part of it is wrote by David, and he reviews the history. He reviews the history of the people and how God has, through history, walked with the people, led them. And David reminds them of the different events, of how God made a promise to Abraham and he kept that promise. God looked after Joseph when he was in prison. God watched over Moses as he gave leadership to the people through the desert. God brought them in to the promised land. That's what God promised. And so as we look at this promise, this psalm today, we remember God's promise. We remember. And if we look at verse 5, remember the wonders he has performed, his miracles and the rulings he has given. The word there I want us to center in on it is remember. David was saying to the people, remember, remember. God wants us to remember what he has done. Do we remember daily? And we daily remember his faithfulness, remember his love, remember his guidance, and remember his care. Do you have a way to, at the end of the day, to sit and record, either through your notes or some way to record all that God has done for you that day, and to remember and reflect upon them. As we remember, this word is to reflect back. And then as we are to move in, as we look at verse 4, search for the Lord and for his strength. Continue to seek him. The idea is to know God. Are we searching to know God? First of all, do we know God personally? Has he touched our life personally? And then we are to continue daily to search him. We have the scriptures to daily to go into, to look, to know God. The reason God wants us to know him, know who he is, know what he can do for us, know how he loves us and wants us to walk with him. It's as we come to know God, it's like in Psalm 73, it talks about his hand. We hold his hand. And as we know him, we walk with him, holding his hand, and know that that care is there for us. Then we read in verse 3, exalt his holy name. Rejoice, you who worship the Lord. When we get to know God, we worship God. And the way we do this is through rejoicing. And the rejoicing, the idea here is, are we people who are glad? Do we show it? Do we demonstrate it with our walk? Can people tell just by our appearance that we are glad people and we are joyful people? Or do we go around defeated, confused, and ready to give up? With God, as we go back and remember what God has done daily in our life, we will be joyful people. And then we are to exalt his holy name. Is God the center of your life? Do you hold him in a very special place, as if he's on the crown, on the throne of your life? Is he on the throne of your life, or are you there? We are to exalt him. And then we read, give thanks to the Lord and proclaim his greatness. Let the whole world know what he has done. Sing to him, yet sing his praise. Here is a way of expressing what God has done. Expressing how when we think back, when we remember what he has done, first of all, we give thanks. Thanks comes from within. Do you have a thankful heart? Do you have a thankful spirit If so, then proclaim it. Tell about His greatness in your life. Don't be shy about it. God did great things to the nation of Israel. God did great things when He created the world. God wants to do great things in your life. Daily, He wants to guide you and do great things. Even in those times when we are suffering, when life seems to have dealt us a bad hand, God still is at work. God still wants to do something there. And then let the whole world know what He has done. Let people know. If you, verse 2, sing to Him. Yes, sing praises. Tell everyone about His wonderful deeds. If you can't sing, as F.B. Myers said, then speak about it. Speak, share, be a witness for God, but be a joyful one. Things to remember, that as we go forward this day is the Lord has made for you. The Lord has made this day, and let us rejoice in it. Rejoice in Him. Let us remember what He's done. Let us remember who He is. Let us know His place in our life. Let us then go and rejoice and be thankful. Have a thankful heart. Let us, and as we go forward, you will notice that the joy of the Lord will be your strength. And He talks about that. That's what our strength is the joy of the Lord. It's not our own strength. It's not the strength the world can give us, but it's the joy of the Lord. And knowing the fact that He is with us and He will bless our life today. Thank you.
As we hope in the Lord, we will gain our strength. We will run 4 miles. We will stand up straight. We will not grow weary. We will not grow faint. On the wings of an eagle, we will rise. And as we hope in the Lord, we will gain our strength. We will run 4 miles. We will stand up straight. We will not grow weary. We will not grow faint. On the wings of an eagle,